So remember that time I said I'd try not to fall off the face of the earth before my next upload for the upteenth time? I lied! My bad. And yes, I also said I wouldn't make any more sprites, but I'm fixated on the aesthetic and my hair grew out. Leave me alone.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hi, I'm Nae. And before I get started, I have a link tree for all my in-use accounts if you would like to see more content from me than just the 5 to 9 posts here. Posts? Posts. Words are weird. Also, if you want to support my content and or want something drawn for you, I do have a Ko-fi so you can do so. More information is there, but now on to the video. Now, if you don't know what Identity 5 or Identity V is, it's supposed to be an asymmetrical horror game with similar mechanics as Dead by Daylight, where you have to decode ciphers in a map in order to escape while the hunter chases after you and your teammates trying to get you eliminated on a rocket chair. The reason why I say it's supposed to be horror is because I don't think it has strong enough elements to consider it such. But I mean, anything surrounding Dream Witch is terrifying, so it's horror enough. Probably. I've been posting a lot of IDV related rant videos on my TikTok page, and to put it simply, this is just going to be about me discussing certain aspects of the game and the community, and I'd just like to know your thoughts. First and foremost, not to applaud NetEase or anything, but I'm kinda in love with some of the new minor changes to the game. It's really not that important, but I just find the additions of the beginner's persona web, increase in the logic path speed animation, and the replays now showing the people involved in the matches beforehand to be things that I didn't know I was looking for, but I was, and now I'm happy. Before the beginner's persona web, I know that a lot of people, including myself who started the game, were left to dry for the persona web since there was hardly an explanation for how to effectively use them, despite the tutorial stage going on for way longer than it should have and explaining a whole lot of nothing. While it's not the best build in the world for every survivor, it is a great start for people who have no clue what to add. As for the replay and the logic path, having the replay show who participated in the matches makes it infinitely easier to organize matches I've already looked through versus the ones I haven't, and the logic path speed is just absolutely refreshing. Of course, it would be infinitely better if we had more story lore, since that hasn't been updated since the game was released, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Wish they could though, because you know how grand it'd be to increase the chances of an S tier skin by like 0.1%? That'd be absolutely godly. Divine. Mwah. The only S tiers I have were granted at the guaranteed roll, and for what? Maybe it's just because I had better luck with other gacha games, but the pull rate for IDV is absolute dog water, and I will stand by this until the day my unnatural life comes to a bittersweet end. On an entirely unrelated note, I genuinely cannot begin to comprehend why some people are so personally victimized whenever people play non-meta and or popular characters like Priestess, Prisoner, and Embalmer. People like this absolutely love to make themselves known in pre-match and drag others through the ground if they happen to mess up one time, justifying it with the old, of course it, insert character main here, would be the one to do that. As a former A badge near S badge lucky guy for 2 consecutive seasons and a current painter main who almost has a C badge, this fanbase gets so riled up whenever someone plays a skin that they either don't like or one that they really wanted from an essence but didn't pull, like it's somehow our fault. Seeing the people who main indisputably meta characters like Mercenary, Seer, and Mechanic who get banned every other legendary match not caring about this whatsoever and just being content with playing the same team comps every match or throwing whenever someone decides not to change honestly feels like rubbing salt into a wound. I have a lot of issues with this game's players, and a grand majority of them would be solved if we were just better people. Not even good people, just decent enough not to beat down other players and expect like that'll push us up somehow. I see all the time in the English channels survivors asking hunters to join rank, but when they do, frequently survivor mains will treat the hunters they play against like they're not even human. Dear lord, does this especially apply to ships? I'm not going to dwell on that topic for very long because let's be honest, I would not be here for another video if I did. But what I am going to say is that it is horrific how frequently ships affect in-game experience for people. Not everyone, thankfully, but I've noticed that with certain pairs, it heavily affects how a game goes, and it really sucks for at least one person involved. The best example for this that I know of is with Joseph and Aesop mains for one reason or another, and most of those reasons either consist of Joseph mains targeting Aesops just so they can make it known that they aren't Joe's Carl shippers, or teams leaving Aesops with a Joseph pet for forfeit on any occasion, even if the pet was just for the player and not to match Aesop specifically. It's really weird and a little upsetting if things are done like this with other players based on assumptions and not like odd behavior or username choices in pre-match. Now, aside from cosplayers getting called out for something on a weekly basis, that's really all I have rattling in my brain right now. And I'd love to get to know some of your thoughts. Do you think Netties might actually start pandering to player experience anytime soon? What are your thoughts on how the fan base is right now? There are plenty of things I could discuss on another day, and if there's anything in particular you guys would like me to talk about, I'm all ears. Keep calm, sip on, and I bid you adieu.